not mine. Yes, the housemates have found themselves in barren wasteland. Supplies are running low, and the newbies have arrived to stir shit up. Ash's words, not mine. There is so much to talk about tonight, so let's meet our lovely panel. My first guest is a big reunion favourite. She is 1/5 of Girlthing. It's Lindsay Martin. My next guest is one of the greatest style icons of our time. He is the original ladies' man, and he's our odds-on favourite. It's the wonderful John McCririck. And finally, she went down in TV history when she broke a table in the Big Brother garden. All she wanted was a little glimpse of the outside world. She's come a long way since then. She is amazing. It's Alison Hammond. I walk into work, I see her, and she just goes, "Hey!" I'm like, it's going to be a good day. Alison's in work. So, anyway, the housemates got a rude awakening when Armageddon hit. Danielle, in particular, didn't take to being deprived of her morning cuppa. Get that lassie a Bunsen burner. I'm not very good at accents. I'm not. So I'm just going to stop there. Alison. Was she overreacting, maybe a little bit?
I really don't think she was, Emma. If I'm honest,
really?
Don't mess with a woman and her food. Seriously, eating out of a can. That's bad, man. I mean, I've done it in the jungle. I don't want to do it again in Big Brother. I'm with her. I was feeling her pain.
At least they're eating.
Yeah, that's true.
But even if it's a potato in a tin.
But it's true. If it was the end of the world, you'd at least have a match. Or a Bunsen burner.
Bunsen burners, I would imagine, would be hard to find because there's going to be a lot of people scrambling for them. You know, what are the odds, John, on getting a Bunsen burner during Armageddon?
Odds against her, double carpet, 33 to 1. But Pixie... but Pixie, let's get clear on Danielle. She gives religion a bad name. She's the arch-hypocrite, sanctimonious, moralising, yet she gets in and snogs around and sort of fumbles around with poor old Winston. Look at her. She's got this moral attitude. She's superior.
She
she's
hasn't
pure.
actually snogged Winston.
Well, virtually fumbled. She had a good old fumble in the field. I saw it. I watched Brav. I saw it.
Footsie.
Yeah, footsie, whatever it is. But isn't she such a hypocrite? We know what she's like outside, as Brav has shown us, and she goes on pretending she's pure. She doesn't do it. Look at her, pretends to be outraged. It's sickening what she is.
What did you make to her reaction, Lindsay? We saw her say last week, "Bring it on, and now I know it's a game, you watch what I'm about to do." So is tonight's kind of little rant and the difference in here part of that, do you think, or...?
I think she just threw her toys out the pram. She looked like a bit of a spoilt little kid, you know, that's how she come across to me. So, I think there's a lot more to come from her anyway.
What do you
think? Believe she's a virgin? Is Danielle a virgin? No, I'm asking you the question. I'm asking Danielle.
John!
Immaculate conception.
So rude. What do you think to Danielle and her reaction about this evening?
Yeah.
Huh?
She needs to watch the Borgias. If you know what that is. It's about the Pope.
Right, Mark also said that he was finally beginning to...
There's treachery of the Borgias that stabs you in the back, the Italian lot. So that's what you're saying, the Borgias. Yeah,
is it an intellectual thing? Because it's just going to go like that with me.
I think it's physical.
This is Big Brother, dudes. Big Brother. Now, Mark's also said that he's finally beginning to crack after 100,097,000 days. Alison, is that an overreaction?
That is so not an overreaction. Because each day is like 300 days. I'm not joking. When you're in Big Brother and you're in there 24/7, I mean, we only see an hour, don't we? And it's really, really long, so I can totally feel his pain once again. I'm with the housemates.
Good! Housemates! Sticking with the housemates. So let's go from, you know, like normal series housemate to a celebrity series housemate. John, how would you have coped with Armageddon?
Well, the trouble is I can't suffer. I have to eat at the Ivy every Saturday night. I have to have a warm bed, my booby with me or anybody else who's available. So I cannot endure suffering. They wanted me to go in the jungle and I wouldn't do it. I can't be thrown out of aircraft and eat the slugs.
To be fair,
I can't do it.
Though, when you went into the house the first time round, John, they took away your soft drink and you kicked off.
Well, actually, the one thing I beat Big Brother, if you don't speak for 3 days, Bruv can't do anything about it. Anything else, Bruv wins. So, in other words, I didn't speak, they couldn't, so they gave me back my Diet Cokes. And also, of course, you have to remember about Bruv, nobody's walked in this series. Bruv wins.
Good.
When someone walks, victory for Bruv. Is anybody going to walk? I just don't think so.
What don't we like? We don't like walkers. Let's move on to Marlon, because he was the first casualty. And he left in his pants. Let me
Trust
tell
you to look there.
I did. I looked there. It was pleasing. Lindsay, are you missing him already?
No, I'm glad to see the back of him, me, to be honest.
Why?
I just thought he was a bit, you know, he loved himself a bit, he carried on a little bit, and no, he done me head in.
It's good to
Yeah,
love
but
yourself.
taking your shorts off and then putting them on just before you walk out the door, I mean, if you're going to do it, at least follow through.
Well, I should have asked him that, because I did think didn't he show in his pants?
Do you know what
thinking
I thought
he was going to go out
do?
the front door?
I actually thought he was going to strip and come out naked.
No.
And then I thought he totally changed his mind. Then he thought, do you know what? This is going to be really bad. Put my shorts back on. And he totally retracted.
Oh, see, I should have asked him last night, shouldn't I?
You should have
I thought
asked
he
him
took
that.
them off to stuff his pants to walk out in them. And then changed his mind when he heard he was going through the dining room. It was all it was a confusing night. It was very confusing.
I tell you this, Pixie, if Marlon had been on the Titanic, he'd have put a wig on, a skirt on, he'd been first in the lifeboat, wouldn't he? That's what he's like.
Oh, yeah.
And when he got to America, they'd all hated him, as the people in the house hated him.
Alison, you're meant to be one of the housemates, and you're saying true, Marlon.
No, I was just saying true on the fact that Marlon is a nice lad.
Okay, so...
If he kept you out of the lifeboat, you wouldn't have liked that.
I know.
all the originals were sensationally told that they were up for eviction, apart from Helen. As we know, she has passed to the final.
Shame on Bruv! Shame on Bruv!
John, hold on a minute. Alison, are you happy to see everybody up?
Yeah, I like when everyone's up, because then you get a real feeling of what the public think. But I really would love if Helen could have her immunity taken away. Wouldn't you just love it?
Cheering!
Just to see her face. Please, just do that, Big Brother.
Don't stop saying it to me, everybody. I
know.
can't do anything
No,
about
but you're
it.
important here. We're not important.
Do
You're
anything about
important.
it. It's part of the game.
No, it's not. To
Take it.
deprive the public of a vote is not part of the game.
The shocks didn't end there, of course. I'm just ignoring John.
As always.
The new arrivals made their big entrance, and my God, Bianca arrived in style. John, you had new arrivals in your year, in the form of Jackie Stallone. How does it affect you when you get new housemates?
Well, I wanted her to stay and make me to go. So I was furious when she came in. She was so awful. I thought she'd be Italian mama, cook us spaghetti bolognese and we'd all be fine. And look what she turned out to be. But the one thing for Bianca, she is showing her mammary glands. So we can look forward to that.
What are them again? Come again.
See, John comes on and I blush. So we're going to be talking about the newbies in the second debate. So first of all, she arrived in style, as we said. She made a few comments to Winston, which we'll be quoting throughout the show tonight. But let's see how Bianca was feeling this morning.
Oh my God, Winston was so scared of me last night. Do you know what though? Like, it's just fucking banter. Like, he shit himself. So I was just like playing on it more. Like,
I
was
think
like,
it's because they lost someone, do you know what I mean, as well. And having us come in, and you were just literally like going straight in for Winston, and he was just like...
it was like a fucking, I get what you're saying.
Proper. His face was like proper like a rabbit in headlights as well. He was like, what do you... Inside his face was reading, help. Help me.
But But they said to me, get in the bed, so I got in the bed. Obviously, I got the painters in. I'm not going to fuck him anyway, but, like, it was just banter. I was just pissing about with him.
Yeah.
But I guess because he doesn't know me. Obviously, like, he's hot. I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks that that was, like, a secret task or something.
Oh, maybe. Until a day and you're like, see him again. Hi, babes. Only me, I'm back.
No, I think I'm going to back off a bit today because I don't want him to think that I'm this freak, this proper freak. We are going to be talking about the new housemates in the second debate. So what I want to know from you guys is, can you see any romance developing between Bianca and Winston?
No.
Why?
She's scaring the life out of him.
You just went romance?
Yeah, she can't even spell romance. Forget that. That's not going to happen. But I mean, she is exciting, but she's scaring Winston off. If she calls it down, she might have a chance to get in there, but it's not going to be any romance, that's for sure. And I'm not even sure that Stephen and Kimberly, you can call that romance. That's just scary.
Thanks, everybody. On that note, let's move on. Still to come, Judy James will be bringing some much-needed gravitas to the shenanigans that are happening tonight. Plus, we'll have even more exclusive footage from the house. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show that's never been compared to the Holy Virgin Mary. God help us. Here's an exclusive just for you.
That was like the quickest shit in history. That must have like flew out your ass.
It's like one of them wet ones.
What?
Is it diarrhea?
No, it's only, no, not diarrhea.
Oh, it's a period poo.
Definitely not. You know when
It's
you
one of
like,
them ones, soft
you
and
know
nice.
when you're coming in,
Yeah.
gas. Like, you know when you get them poos?
Yeah.
It was one of them.
It's nervous poo.
Yeah, that was it.
Nervous poo / painter poo.
Yeah.
But they're really good ones.
Yeah, babe, I felt good when it come out.
Do you feel like you lost weight once it's come out?
Yeah, babe, I felt like I
They're the best ones,
actually
man.
feel like
When you
I
do a
lost
poo
weight
so
for
big,
me.
you're like, shit, I feel like I lost weight after that.
They are the gift. They just keep on giving, aren't they? Right, so much has happened in the last 24 hours. I think we need a little bit of help working it all out. We've lost Marlon and gained 3 spanking new housemates. It's basically the end of the world as we know it in the Big Brother house. There's only one person who can make sense of it all, and that is Dame Judy James. Last night and the shock eviction of Marlon. How hard did that hit the house? Did it have impact?
I don't think losing him was a problem. I think he was making them feel a bit low. He was just sitting there sulking for a long period of time. I think the egocentric aspect got them, because the fact that Ash and Ashley had to stand up as well and clearly thought they were going. I think there was just an air of relief. But I think that had shocked them, that their little world is actually not quite as stable as they thought it was. So I think that was bigger than losing Marlon.
OK. We saw tonight Mark and Danielle cracking.
Well...
in possibly a slightly Nikki Graham type way.
Yeah.
What did you make to it?
I honestly can't analyse Danielle. You know, she's channeling Dexter. She said that she was going to bluff. This was a comedy tantrum, wasn't it? I mean, she obviously decided that she's getting nowhere with Winston, and so she had to adopt a different persona. So suddenly she's gone into the diary room and, as you said, adopted the Nikki Graham, because obviously that was the next thing on the tick list.
So is this part... we asked this a little bit earlier on. Is this part of the game plan you think that she mentioned, where she said it's on, you know, this is a game?
It's such a ropey game plan, but I think that's probably what she's plotting. I mean, I like her just being dragged around in that trolley. She was a lot better with that.
But if it is part of her game plan, then surely the diary room is the wrong place to do it, because she's told us she's going to start this game, and then she's doing the game in the diary room. Shouldn't she be doing it to the housemates?
Well, that's the point. I mean, the whole thing with Dexter, the thing that made him good was the fact that he didn't let on to anybody. I think he probably was actually bluffing himself. I think he believed a lot of the different personas. But, I mean, I sat there for all those weeks thinking, I'm not sure whether we're ever seeing the real Dexter. But Danielle's not like that.
And you're comparing them because, just in case anybody doesn't know, they are friends.
Well, exactly.
In a rough sense of the word.
Possibly
possibly
maybe not
a date.
A Bianca sense of the word.
No, a different way. OK, let's take a look at the moment they realised that they're about to be joined by Bianca, Pav and Zoe.
Earlier today, 3 people entered the house and have been secretly living alongside you.
Shut up! Is she reading the
The party is over, housemates. This is Armageddon.
Where are they?
My name's Zoe Birkin, I'm 29, I'm from the North East, and I'm a professional singer in the West End. I'm not too sure how I will cope if there's like naughty business going on, because if I'm in that bedroom, I can tell you now, people will be getting stopped, because that's disgusting. Have some respect and some morals.
You know me as Pav. I'm 22 and I'm from Essex. Can I win, Big Brother? The truth is, I've already won.
I will be taking my clothes off. I will be getting drunk. I will be having sex in the house. I will be wild.
Oh, no, I can't see this. Winston, you made me get lucky. So what can you tell from their body language whilst they were watching that?
You've kind of got to focus on Helen's reaction, because she's clearly the warrior in the house. She's a pessimistic warrior, so she's fight first, ask questions later. And I loved the way that she was watching them, because her eyes actually went narrow. She was trying to sum them up, trying to work out how she was going to deal with them. When Pav came on, she did a lot of approval signals. Her eyes softened and she looked a lot more relaxed about him. But when Bianca came on, it was absolutely amazing, because the eyes hardened and she pulled her lips back in a real snarl, as though that was war being declared. So clearly not a big fan at the moment of Bianca.
Was there anybody else that caught your attention?
I just love Stephen. I mean, you know, he's an optimistic strategist, and he will take a challenge and turn it to his advantage. So what he did was, his eyes went like 2 pickled onions, I mean, completely rounded, hands over his mouth, and he was trying to work out, how can I use these people to my advantage? How can they help me win the whole thing? So absolutely using it.
Thinking of ways to maybe get them on side.
Yes, as he tends to do with people, strangely enough, with this kind of Mr. Mesmer thing that he does, yeah.
And I suppose he especially paid attention to when Zoe said, and I will not be having people get up to things in the bedroom. He suddenly shot his look.
I missed that.
Shot a look at Kimberly.
I mean, he's Mr. Chameleon. You can almost see him pushing Kimberly out the way because they won't approve of that. You know, he will change depending on who he's with. But I love that moment.
Okay. What did you make of the entrance of the new housemates?
I just love the entrance because, I mean, you are talking about a group of animals, and I was wondering, they've got strange new animals coming in to join their group. I wonder how they're going to do it, and it was almost the worst thing they could have done.
So individually, how did Bianca portray herself?
It was just a big rout. I mean, Bianca, you had 2 big women coming screaming down the stairs, pit-bearing, teeth and mouths, you know, just absolutely shrieking the place down. If that happened in your house, you'd get the water cannons out, wouldn't you? But they had to kind of ingratiate. But Bianca was the worst one. She took over the whole space of the building. She was saying, you know, I'm going to go to here, I'm going to go. She was ordering everybody around. She then started making her attack on the men in there, so she made sort of a sexual attack as well. She just went in.
Did she?
Yeah, did you not notice? Yeah, it was subtle. It was subtle. Something to do with have you had sex on rubble, but I don't know. But yeah, she just took over the whole place, and that is an absolute fight. When that happens in the animal kingdom, by the way, it's usually the existing animals that own the space that end up winning the fight because it means more to them. So she's going to have a good fight on her hands.
And what about Pav?
Pav was more appropriate. He kind of came, behind the two women. He was a lot quieter, and also he showed a lot more respect. He was more submissive, as an animal would have to be accepted. But I love the way he's clearly in something the same line of business to do with Stephen, because they talk the same language to a certain extent. This kind of corporate speak.
Do you think he will kind of play it the same way as Stephen then? If Stephen is indeed playing it.
He was kind of mirroring him straight away. Stephen was chatting to him, and Stephen went like that, and Pav went like that, and that's nicely submissive. That's allowing Stephen to be top dog in that particular communication, but at the same time bonding with him.
And how about Zoe?
Zoe's got a big advantage because she's like an ego stroke to the rest, because she's slightly famous and they'll love that. You know, it's like, oh great, she's coming to join us. She also, although she's again, she kind of took the police over a little bit, but she does this quite sweet child thing as well. So she snaps into pseudo-infantile, and I think that might make her a bit more likeable.
You mentioned earlier that Helen was a female warrior, and I think Ashley very much so as well, female warrior.
Oh yeah.
How do you think they will take to the new females?
I just loved their behaviour when they first arrived, because they kind of kept their heads down a little bit. I mean, Ashley did that. She looks like Betty Davis.
She seems quite happy though. You know, when they said housemates meet your new housemates, she kind of squealed, jumped up, and seemed like excited.
I think that's an act. If you looked at their little faces when they were hugging, I think they were sizing people up. But then she and Helen kind of started stalking them slightly, and they came out to Zoe and they found out the information they wanted. They stood there quietly, and Ashley's got a sort of teddy bear under her arm, but they were, so have you been watching us? They were clearly sort of marking their prey out. I think with Helen, she might actually decide to enlist some of them maybe for her own little gang, but I think that those two together were very much staking them out as warriors being attacked at that point.
Pav and Bianca have seen a fair amount of the series. Is this gonna help them?
In a way it should do, because we always say that knowledge is power, but when you go into the house like that, they clearly know what Helen's like, so what they would need to do with that knowledge, they know she's not popular outside the house, so in a way they should go in and attack her, but that would be like suicide, wouldn't it, in that house?
I think there seems to have been quite a turnaround with Helen. You know, I know she was pretty full on in the beginning and she wasn't very liked. We're halfway through. She does seem to have calmed down. We do get rational thinking and thoughts out of her quite often. You know, so do you think, and we did see them say at the end of tonight's show, you know, she was actually quite nice.
Oh, well, that's the point with Helen. She's got charisma. Everybody that's aggressive like that can also be charismatic, and she can flip from one to the other. And you almost need to watch the old footage of Helen to remind yourself why you shouldn't be seduced by the new Helen that we're seeing, because, yeah, she seems like the sort of person that maybe you would want to bond with, and immediately you see those housemates, they know what she's like, but, oh, no, she's sound as a pound. She was all right. Very, very typical of an aggressive personality, that they can make friends like that when they want to.
So what should the new housemates be doing to be accepted by the original housemates?
For some of them it's too late. I mean, they should have either been very submissive to Helen but without looking like too much of a suck-up, because we would have just liked them then. The other thing that I actually wrote notes, and she did it, is to go and try and mate with the alpha male, which is Winston, but maybe not quite that strongly. I think she might have... and the other thing was to go in, maybe befriend Chris. I think Pav... Chris is a run to the litter, and I think Pav could join the runts in a nice kind of way. I think those two might work quite well
Pav also
together.
said that he's going to bring good conversation, which Chris seems to be striving for, doesn't he?
Yeah, maybe just the two of them could sit and have chats that aren't about eyebrows and things like that. But the other thing was to go in with loads of fags and food and be friendly with everybody, but I don't think they're doing that.
And win them over.
Win them over, or Winston them over, as she's doing at the moment. But
Julie,
it's
thank
just
you.
Great gang, great gang.
Thank you so much. Julie James, everybody. Now, just who are Bianca, Pav and Zoe? Stay tuned, because we are talking newbies in a few minutes. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show that's not scared of anyone. Apart from Bianca, we are actually a little bit scared of her. Here's another exclusive.
Pav even knew who slept in what bed.
In detail?
Yeah.
And then how long have you been in here for? That doesn't make any sense. I'd rather just focus on the people I'm already, you know, spent all this time getting to know.
Exactly.
So that's basically what it boils down to. I don't feel like I owe it to them. It's not personal because they've come in and but that's not a personal thing at all. I just don't feel like I owe it to them to start thinking about them.
I know exactly what you mean.
I have to worry about what they're thinking and doing. It's like bad enough as it is.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm so ready to leave this place now.
Oh, I do just want to go.
Ditto.
John, 2 people there said so ready to leave. I want to get out of this place. Could they be our potential walkers?
Well, there is a possibility. Bruv loves that. Bruv wins when anybody walks. But you know what I'm most sorry for in this whole thing is poor old Rylan. Because his teeth have been upstaged by... It's terrible, by Bianca. You compare Bianca's teeth and Rylan will be... It's terrible. He'll be Rylan must be furious at somebody with worse teeth than he's got.
I will not comment on my co-host. So, they were all getting along so well, like a house on fire, and then Big Brother went and chucked in 3 new housemates and extinguished all the flames. But who makes up this triangle of newbies? Let's get to know them a little bit better, shall we?
Yeah!
Have a look at this.
My party trick is getting out my tits. Wee.
Money, power, respect, and going to the toilet.
You've got me looking like a dickhead, haven't you?
Hi, my name is Bianca. Oh my God, I was about to sound 21. What the fuck? Hi, my name's Bianca. I'm 31 and I'm a stripper. If I could describe myself in one word, it would be... I admitted on a TV show that I'd slept with over 200 men. It's probably about 300 now, but who's counting? What does controversial mean? I am really not intelligent. This is how many fucks I give. No fingers, no fucks. If I had 10 seconds to choreograph a dance routine, I would actually do it. I don't think I breathed the whole time I did that.
I'm very young for my age, but yet the most important thing to me is I'd like to consider myself as no, I don't feel that they're any that are going to annoy me. I'm going to win Big Brother because I'm going in myself with no game plan. I feel that the public are going to go... I don't know, I haven't really done anything that crazy, to be honest. I'm going to go to the toilet so much in that house. If I was to describe myself in 5 words, they would be confident, energetic. Sorry. I'm gonna do all my toilet in the Big Brother house from now on.
The majority of people would absolutely describe me as humble. My proudest achievement is probably staying humble throughout this crazy business is probably one of the most things that I'm proudest about. I think the only way to stay afloat in this type of business, to be honest, is just remain humble and not take yourself too seriously. What am I like on a night out? Absolutely humble. If I could describe myself in 3 words, humble, down to earth, humble. I am northern through and through. I've lived in London for 12 years. I've lived in Las Vegas, Brazil, South Africa, Europe. Howie, let's scan for some scran. My worst qualities are staying humble.
Themselves right at home. But what is everybody in here making of our new faces? Let's start with talking about Zoe now. This isn't her first reality show. Alison, is this going to be to her advantage? She's been in the business a while.
Maybe, but there's nothing like Big Brother. You're in there 24/7. You can't you know, hide anywhere. I mean, she was in Pop Idol. She could hide off at certain
very
points.
different show.
Yeah, it's completely different. I just want her to sing. I wish she'd sing. I really liked her from
Alison, she's only been in there 24 hours.
I want her to sing. She's got a good voice. I mean, she is quite a humble person, like she just said. And I like that. Do you know,
Did you pick up on that then?
I did pick up on that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that she's not in Celebrity Big Brother. She's gone into the normal one.
Yeah.
So she sees herself as a normal girl. Yeah. I like her. Yeah. She's all right.
Good.
Yeah.
She says that she's always lived alone and that she can't ever imagine sharing her living space, even when she's married. John, you didn't really like living with anyone either, did you?
Well,
so what does she need to do to adjust?
Look at the appalling people I had to live with. I'm magnificent to live with. They all want to live with me, but they were absolutely appalling. But you go and think of that Bianca, especially. Wouldn't mind living with her. But, no, but well, you wouldn't even say that.
We'll talk about Bianca in a minute.
Well,
Let's
but Zoe, you know, she is just like Cheryl Cole, isn't she? She's got Cheryl Cole with all the double-barrel name, the chap she's married, whatever his name is, Cheryl whatever it is. She is just like that. Zoe is a sort of a poor person, Cheryl Cole, and she's got that accent. No, but she is. No, but she is. No, she's a nice girl. She's not humble, of course. Same as you're not humble. You pretend to be, but you're not.
Fight.
The trouble is, Bianca's going to go on Friday. You see, Pav is an absolute certainty to stay. Well, I'm afraid so, yeah. Because she's in your face, she does all these outrageous things.
Maybe
and they're
that's
the
what
ones
people
who
like.
I know, well, no, but they vote them out, don't they? Like Toya, they vote. Why did you vote out Toya? Why? You never listened to me.
Long time ago. Get over it. Let's go back to Zoe. She admits that she gets on far better with boys than she does girls. Do you think the boys will accept her into the house, Lindsay?
I think so. I mean, she seems like a kind of a placid kind of person, you know, that would chill with lads. Yeah, I think they'll accept her.
Yeah?
I think they'll give her a go.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, she just seems very normal. She just seems like the girl next door at the moment. You know, wait until she gets going and something upsets her. It'd be interesting to see her reaction.
And are you liking that? Do you want that kind of person in the house?
Yeah, at the moment, I think that would be good.
Nice to have a bit of normality, really, isn't it?
They're all normal. What are you talking about?
I think if she starts trying to get on Ash, though, there'll be a little bit of a problem with Helen. I think she wants to leave that one alone.
Yes, I think so. Next up, let's talk about party-loving property manager Pav. That is a real mouthful to start every day. Lindsay, what are your... Oh, Don. What are your first impressions of Pav?
He's a bit of a creep, isn't he? I mean, it's just not doing it for me, I'm afraid. I think it's all a big facade with him. I think, like, he's come in, he's kind of a false identity. I think he'll quieten down and kind of slip into the background quite soon.
Well, he couldn't be quieter than he is now. He's done absolutely nothing. He's like all the men in the house.
He's only been in there 24 hours ago.
I know, but he's playing a sensible game, not upsetting people. That's why he's certain to get through on Friday. Absolutely certain.
He's just knocking him sick instead.
Well, why would you vote against Pav? How has he upset anyone? He is, yeah, but so are most of the men in the house.
He can't even get 5 words out on the video. What do you want him in the house for?
Not 10 words. I don't want 10 words. Do you want 10 words?
He went in the diary room once after he fell asleep.
Yeah.
Alison, have you ever been on a show and you can't get a word in?
I struggle. I struggle with getting my words out.
What do you think of Pav?
Do you know what? You've got to give him a bit of a chance because he does psychology. He's analysing at the moment, so I reckon it will blow up a little bit later.
But that's the problem with the psychology.
Microphone.
All these guys are going about, they can overthink the rest of the housemates. They sit back and they don't say anything. They just watch and analyse. They don't get involved.
Do you not like that then?
No, I like them to get involved. You know, speak first. You know, think about it later.
Get involved. I agree. Right involved.
Yeah, but the boring ones stay in. The stupid public vote for the boring ones.
John, you really don't know how to make friends with the public, do you?
Antisocial.
He's a self-obsessed. He's a self-confessed lover of the ladies who made the following plea before he went in the house. Put a few hot girls in the house, please, because you can't wank over a personality. Does that change your opinion of him, John?
No, but he's all mouth in the videos, wasn't he? And so many of them are like that. They come in with these videos, they're going to do this, they're going to shake it up, and they produce nothing. So far, he's playing a very clever game. Pav, do nothing, don't upset people, survive through Friday, let Bianca go, and then he may do something. But at the moment, he's got the personality of a rabbit, isn't he? There's nothing there that you can either like or dislike.
Personality of a rabbit.
He
I've
has.
never heard that phrase before in my life.
I think with people like Bianca in there, he's just got no chance.
No.
Funnily
He's not got a hope in hell.
Funnily enough, we're about to start talking about Bianca. Major fan in the back. Now, she certainly arrived in style last night, asking Winston, when am I going to ride your cock? I can't say it out loud because it feels weird with my mum watching. Alison, are you warming to her?
Listen, I'm not going to deny that she has comedy elements, OK? But listen, I'm going to throw this out there. Imagine if she was a man saying the things that she was saying to a woman. I bet all of you would be thinking completely different. She needs to be careful with that little tongue of hers.
That is a really good point.
Yes, you need to think about that.
I think we've all quite been overwhelmed by this kind of whirlwind that's come into the house, and quite shocked, and you know.
Oh, Winston,
he didn't know what to
you
do.
kind of haven't. Hadn't even thought of it
Did you
that
not
way.
think about that?
I hadn't thought
well,
about that.
I think we all should.
It's a good point. Is she then potentially one of the most, or the most controversial housemates we've had in years?
Yeah.
She is, but she's going to get the party started, no doubt about it.
Okay, I've got it. This dude here, literally, since the minute before we started the show, he's just been badgering me to talk about Bianca.
Do you know what? Listen.
What do you want to say?
Basically, I think she's the one. She's perfect. She needs to spice up the house. People are boring. Yeah. That Winston guy, like, he gives it all the bigging in the mirror. But when it comes down to the crunch, she's like, oh, I'm not a type. What's that about? She's a perfect girl. Look at her. She's lovely.
So would you be proud if that was your daughter then?
If that was my daughter.
If that was
but
your
it's not.
daughter, would you be proud?
But it's not my daughter. It's not my daughter.
But would you
I
be
can't
proud
answer
if that was your daughter?
But that's not my daughter, so I can't answer that.
I think.
If that was.
I don't think you would be that. I don't think you'd be saying.
Yeah, but she's not my daughter, so I can't answer that.
Are you thinking in a partner way? I think rather than a father
way. Do you know what? I'm
way?
just thinking in an entertainment world. Like, she's coming to the house. She's challenging the alpha male, as what's her name said. I think she's wicked.
Pardon?
What she's all talk and she's not like that. Maybe she'd be like a Marlon, come in all guns blazing and then nothing. Can you imagine?
I don't think Marlon had any guns compared to what she has.
Can you imagine one of your boys bringing her home and saying, "This is Bianca."
They're like Bianca and Zoe, they're like lionesses of the jungle. They're very predatory, so they are controversial. But then you have Badger, you have Mr. Badger, that comes in, and he just feels it's like what hovel did he come out of? Do you see? This is because he seems his personality compared to the others, it seems a bit misplaced. He seems like the odd one out.
Are you talking about Pav?
Pav, yeah.
Yeah, you just call him a little badger.
But she is controversial. I think with her, it's kind of you either love her or you hate her. But in terms of what she brings to the show, she adds a lot of spice. But with Pav, I think he's the one that will go on Friday because he's one of the most forgettable people that that Big Brother ever put in there.
Very quickly, did you just say Bianca was a pussycat?
Yeah, she's a pussycat, really.
300 lovers she's had. She's 300 lovers. 300 lovers.
If you think a lady like that is a pussycat, then you are banned from the audience. You're not really. I'm just joking. That kind of went in a direction that it wasn't supposed to, but it was fun, wasn't it? Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Still to come, find out why the housemates are living life on the ledge. Right, they've only been in there 5 minutes, but on Friday, one of our house guests will be sent packing. But who stays, you decide. Here are all the numbers you need to save your fave. This week, Bianca, Pav and Zoe all face the public vote. Who stays, you decide. From a landline, call 090 20 44 58 and add the number of the housemate you want to save. From a mobile, call 650 58 and add the number of the housemate you want to save. For Bianca, add 17. For Pav, add 18. For Zoe, add 19. Remember, it's a vote to save. Mobile and BT landline votes cost 50 pence. Other landlines may vary. Or you can vote via the new Big Brother app, where 2 votes will cost you 99 pence. Voting closes in Friday's live show. Votes cast after the lines close won't count. You can find terms on the Big Brother website. Big Brother bit on the side, where we are still asking the question, who would eat a potato out of a tin? I mean, seriously, who would just do it? Here's the news. At 10:11 this morning, Mark got a shock when he looked in the mirror.
What? What?
There's been an evil message written, everyone. I'm really scared.
Where?
On the mirror.
What's it say?
What does it say?
What does it say? I'm coming for you.
You
What?
saw it and you didn't think of telling anybody?
I'm coming for you.
Yeah. In evil letters.
Evil letters, weren't they? Evil. At 1:50 this afternoon, the new housemates took on the original housemates and tried to knock them off their perch. I don't know about you, but that had me on the ledge of my seat. And finally, at 3:24 this afternoon, the newbies assess the competition.
Someone's got to have said something about at least one of us. Like, they can't just love us.
Exactly, there's definitely
That's
been some bitching
impossible.
going on. Swagger's hard, man.
I don't think Mark would have
down.
said anything bad about... Christopher's been... You know what? I've never ever noticed Christopher before. I'm starting to notice him more now.
Christopher?
Christopher's making a lot of... Yeah, I really like Christopher.
Christopher's lovely.
I never noticed him before, like, in the house, like, on the outside road.
Tell you who's been very quiet.
Who?
Chris.
Yeah, he is. He's also sitting away as well.
Keeping himself to himself.
Yeah. You know what? That Kimberly...
We lost that task though,
that Kimberly seems like a really nice girl. And yesterday she gave me a jump or whatever. But... I don't know, my gut's telling me, you know what, she's a sneaky one to watch out for. Sometimes I keep catching her glaring at me, and then she'll be like that. Yeah, she's and when she's the thing that she said to me, oh yeah, well, it's like about 2 weeks. Like, as if to say in 2 weeks she'll be putting me up, you know what I mean? It was just, and she just, like, I keep catching her, just glaring at me, like, with like a straight face, and I don't trust that sort of shit.
The one thing I find
so
a little
maybe
bit
her
weird
to watch out for.
When I'm having a conversation with someone else,
Yeah.
like, Danielle and Ashley are watching me.
Yeah.
Have you found that?
I
noticed that they were doing it with you.
Yeah.
They did it to
I
you.
noticed this as well. Danielle and Ashley just watch.
Must be really weird. Must be really weird being watched 24/7, mustn't it? Really weird. You're in the Big Brother house. Of course, everybody's watching you. Anyway, that's today's news. I'm going to be quick because we haven't got long. Ian, what's happening in digital?
Well, first of all, drawing on the whole obvious kind of like Winston-Bianca kind of love thing going on at the minute, we set up a poll. Well, it's not love, but yeah. We set up a poll on the website and basically we want to know who's the perfect match for Winston. So is it Danielle, is it Tamara, or is it Bianca? Go to our iOS app, cast your vote.
Okay, thank you.
So-
I need to ask John very quickly because we haven't got about 30 seconds. There's something you want to say about Stephen and Kimberly.
Well, it is so phony. Stephen, look at his video. He's superior, intellectually above everybody else, multi-millionaire businessman, determined to win. That's what he's trying to do. That's why he's going with Kimberly. Would Kimberly be with him if he wasn't a so-called millionaire? So she's soppy and stupid. But he is a game player. Don't believe in Stephen.
Maybe he's happy that he's won the love of a girl. Maybe.
It's not true.
That's it. We're done, John. I'm so sorry. Not done forever. That's it for tonight. We're back here tomorrow with Linda Lusardi, Will Best, former housemate Sarah McLean, and Dr. Pam Spur. Have a wonderful night and thanks for watching.